What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Lake. Right here, I'm gonna be doing a high taper today. I'm taking this number 2 guard up to right up under his curls, and I'm gonna do a little bit around his ear just to blend that in, and then I'm just making sure it's all one side length of this number 2 guard. And then I'm gonna be setting his ball line in from the bottom of his vertical bar to the top of his ear, and then I'm gonna clean his face while I'm there just to save time. Make sure that you're being as efficient as possible as you can with your time, and make sure you set this line in. When you set the ball line in, you set it in nice and neat, because this is the start, this is the foundation of your fade. So then I'm gonna come in with this box shaver, and I'm gonna take this fade down like low as I can get it, just to make it as smooth as possible, give the best transition, add another level of detail in your fade. Then I'm gonna come in with my Skeleton FX just to tap that line one more time before I go in my clipper, so it's easiest to take out. Now I got my blade open on my Babyliss FXs, and I'm gonna be going open about 3/4 of an inch and flicking out when I first put it in, and I'm gonna be going lay my blade flat, all the way open, blade flat after you flick out, and then open halfway and close. And open halfway and close is gonna give you good foundation, but then you're gonna have to know how to look at dark spots and be able to take these dark spots out. So I want open halfway close, I took the line out. So now I got the number 1 guard on, and I got the blade open. And it's the same thing, I'm gonna be going open, I'm gonna be flicking out, and then I'm gonna go open halfway and close. And this line ain't gonna come out, so from the blade open to the 1 close, so that's when I come up with the 0. And the 0 guard, I look at it as an eraser, to where it's like, I don't lay my blade flat a lot of times with 0 guard. I really use it just as lever play and as a detail guard. So what I mean by eraser is I see a dark spot in the hair and I erase the dark spot out to make the fade transition as smooth as possible. And just being able to look at hair no matter what guard you need on, and then being able to learn how to detail it and learn how to get a dark spot not dark, and just take that dark spot out. That's really what's going to separate you and give you the best transitions possible in your fades to make them flawless. This is number 1.5. I'm just going up right up under that 2, and what I can't put together from this, I'm gonna go open halfway close. What doesn't put together, I'm gonna bring back that number 1 guard open, and I'm just gonna do detail work. I'm gonna lever play, and I'm gonna take out dark spots and pull this fade together and make the transition smooth. You can see it pulling together now. Now I just got the blade open. Like I said, I'm just doing detail work. Being able to do detail work in your fade or detail work in your lineups, just detail in general as a barber, that's what sets you apart. That's what makes you great. So I'm just going to be doing the same thing on this side. Just make sure that when you're working on one side from another side, whether it's a taper or a ball fade, whatever it is, make sure that you're doing the same thing on one side as you do to the other. What's really going to help you, this is a tip I just came up with, I don't know how I thought about this, but what's really going to help you is to be able to look at hair and just know hair lengths and know what you need to, what guard or what you need to use to take out that dark spot. So you see it, say you do your whole fade, you see a dark spot, you need to take it out. It's just like a math equation. If you know the math equation, you know where to go to find the answer to the problem. Same thing, just knowing hair lengths. Once you know hair lengths, you could look at it and say, Oh, I see this dark spot. That's in transition between the 1 and the 1.5. So you know it's got to be somewhere between the one open and the one halfway open. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense to whoever I just gave that gem to. Hopefully y'all pick that up. And pay attention when I'm cutting, like what I'm doing my clipper and like how I'm moving it and what I'm looking at. Look at what I'm looking at and then see what I'm doing to take that line out. So this is the 1.5, and I'm just pulling that fade in. And just like the other side, what I can't pull in with this 1.5, I'm gonna put the 1 guard on, and I'm gonna detail it out. 98 murdered. This video is so old, like these angles. This is a decent angle, just the lighting was not where I needed it to be. This is literally one of my first videos. It's October 29th. I made this video in January. So right here, we're just gonna be doing the same thing on the back. We take his back up a little higher just because like his taper is a little higher, just to make it last longer. And just look at it, like it's a little higher than most people's. So when I get to putting the ball line in, then this is a number 2 also. So when I get to putting this ball line in, you're gonna see where I point, and that's because his hair curls. So if you got somebody whose hair curls like that, I suggest you start the taper up a little higher, just to try to eliminate some of that headache before it even starts. If you can get it eliminated before it starts, you're saving yourself time, energy, and effort, and it's also just gonna be better for you and the client because nobody wants to wrestle with that. I'm still gonna have to though. Like I didn't take it all the way out because I don't want to take it up that high, but now you see why I kind of took this taper up a little higher when I was putting that number 2 guard on. Just like the side, make sure when you set it's always when you set your ball line in, make sure that you set it in nice and neat. Everything got to be even. Hit it with the shaver real quick, and then I'm gonna go in with the blade, my blade open, and I'm gonna go up like a full inch. When I do this, I'm flicking out. Like notice how when I say I'm flicking out, when I go up the first time, when I set the ball line in, or when I set my first guideline in, I'm flicking out because you see how I turn my clipper over there because his hair grows funny that way. So like if somebody's hair grows, you gotta cut it. You gotta cut it the opposite way that it's growing, because you gotta make sure that the hair is the same length all the way across his head. But when I'm saying I'm flicking out, is I'm flicking out to get the ball line set in, or the guideline set in, and then once it's set in already, then I can lay my blade flat, and then I can begin to take the fade out. So with tapers in the back, I like to start on one side and work to the other side. So like I go open, halfway close on one side, and then from the middle to one side, and then I go from the other side to the middle and bring it all together. Like there, I just did the right side, now I'm gonna work this left side. So I'm gonna open halfway, and then I'm gonna close it up and take this line out. So now I got the number 1 guard on. I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm flicking out when I put the guideline in, then I'm gonna lay my blade flat, and then I'm gonna go open halfway and close. Like before, I'm gonna work one side, then I'm gonna work the other side. And I like to go make sure I'm going from both angles, so where I'm going from the right and the left, because you just want to make sure the hair is cut the same length all the way. And transition, just be smooth as possible. Like you cut the same length of hair on both sides, and you stay consistent, you stay even all the way across. So now I got the 0 guard on, and I'm just going to come in and do detail work and take this line out. didn't get taken out from the number one closed to the blade open, that's where I come in with the zero guard and I do detail work. You can see it pulling it together. Now I got the number 1.5 guard on, and I'm just gonna finish this off. I'm gonna pull it together, and then I'll probably come in and detail with the one still, the one open, and just bring it together fully. But what this 1.5 guard won't do, that number one open will do. But I'm just going right up under where I left with that 2, and then I'm just going to pull it together into it. And then here goes the number 1, and I'm going to finish it off and pull this together fully. Make sure that you're brushing, like when you're fading, you're brushing. Fade 1, brush 1. So right here I got a number 1.5 guard, and I'm just going down around his ear real quick. When I'm doing a lineup, especially around his ear, I like to start from the bottom, work my way to the top, and just turn my clipper when I get to the corner. And you don't have to push these back. Like, you don't want to get nobody white balls, you don't want to push nobody back. So just make sure that you're staying right where his lineup is. And I'm going to go over it multiple times just because his hair is so long that I'm going to continue to brush, and then hair is going to continue to fall over. So make sure that you're getting all the hairs that fall over, so when it don't matter how he brushes it, it's all gonna be even. Like, it's all in the lineup, still gonna be crispy. It's not gonna be hairs hanging over it. So I start from the bottom, and then I work to the top. And when I get right up to his ear, that's when I use the corner of my clipper, the corner of my blade, like that. You see what I'm saying? So I start right here because he has a cowlick right there. So I just started that because it just makes it the easiest. And then I go to the middle, I tap the middle, and then I go back to the other side, back to the left, and then I tap it in up to the right up into the corner, stop, and then I tap the corner and tap in the vertical bar just like that. Do the same thing. I'm gonna just take it from this side, and I'm gonna meet it to the other side, and I'm gonna tap the vertical bar in. And that's just like clearing hair up the forehead. That really actually helps a lot. His hair grows funny right there. Like, you see how it's growing literally sideways, it don't grow down. So you gotta cut it. You gotta make sure that you're cutting against that. Make sure that you're getting all those hairs, cause like you gotta brush down. Here I'm just tapping his mustache in. Yeah, when you're doing lineups, you gotta brush all the hairs down, even the hairs that hang over. You gotta go over multiple times so nothing hangs over, so the lineup's clean no matter how you brush it. So once again, y'all, thank you for tuning into the Lake Show. This is the final cut. If you was able to sit through this 14 minutes with me, I appreciate y'all. You see the taper busting, the lineup smooth. You know what I'm saying? It's crispy. I hope that you take something from my game and apply it to yours. I hope that you get better at your career and advance in your career and advance in life. If you watch this video simply for satisfaction, I hope that this transformation satisfied you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you back on the next video, and may God bless.